Harmony. Um, this is our main event, boys. Now, recently we saw Bad Blood had the Hell in a Cell between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go over that match and give our thoughts on that match. Then we're gonna go and give our thoughts on some of the other better prospects of Hell in a Cell history. And Iceberg, I'm gonna keep you up on that center stage. What did you think about that Punk and McIntyre Hell in a Cell match?
I thought it stole the show. I thought it was the greatest match on that card. Um, it's Hell in a Cell. We're going to see some blood. I felt like it was done the right way. Um, I love the ad living in it, right? I remember when they get the first table and he goes to set it up and the leg falls off. And so instead of throwing the table away, going get another one, it looks so organic that he just snatched it off, broke it off, and started beating, beating
Oh
CM
yeah.
Punk with it. So those were two professionals in there, best in the business. They knew the mission, right? And they executed it. I think it was one of the better Hell in Cells I've ever saw.
For sure. JT, what do you think about that match?
I thought that was exactly how a Hell in a Cell match should be. Like you want people going into that match, like especially a feud like Punk and McIntyre having beaten the absolute shit out of each other. You want there to be blood. You want there to be, a complete mess. That's what you want in a match like that. Not just like two like a regular ass feud, just having a regular ass match in a cell. That defeats the whole purpose of that match. Me personally, I thought that was one of the best Hell in a Cell matches in years, if not a good top 10, top 5 Hell in a Cell match. I could even say that. It might be recency bias, but like that match really kept me on my feet, and I really enjoyed that match.
Yeah. So personally, I think that match goes up in the top category, whether it's 5, 7, 10. Everybody's gonna have their opinion on that, but I believe it's up there because it did hit all the stuff. It like Iceberg was saying earlier, it had that ad libbing and fluency and improv. It had that organic feel. It had all the spots. It used all the weapons. You took all the angles. You went under. You went. You got the tables. You got the big ass table drop off the fucking post. You got the fence grinding up. You got the blood. You got the tools that really got in there, and you busted both of them open, and you got the steps with big slams, and and then they pulled out the bag, which you thought was gonna be the tax, and it was the story piece, and I called
Yeah,
him too right before it happened. He stuffed them in his mouth, and then it hit all the
yeah.
chords. It was so well choreographed. Um, that match was produced so well, and side note, Abyss from TNA, he's been working with the WWE producing matches, and he produced that. And actually, Abyss has, in the last couple of years, produced a lot of the top matches in the industry for the
Really?
WWE. Yeah, he's a really
Oh, wow.
good producer for the
I didn't know
matches.
that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Um, I think that really,
Well, that
aside
was very, very well done.
Yeah, aside from it being, such a refreshing change of pace, because recency, right? One of the better ones recently. I think it just holds the test of time. It had all the aspects and it just
I
kept
think I might go back and rewatch that
tasting.
actually, just to get because I only watched it once so far, and that
Yeah,
was
me too.
live. I gotta go back and rewatch it, and then some of the older Hell in a Cell matches too. I
Yeah.
want to see how it really holds up with like the classics.
It's nice to see a match where you're like, hold on, I gotta watch this and the classics and see where this lands on it. You don't really typically like
Yeah,
even when we have good matches these days, you don't really typically say, hold on, this is a contender. I gotta go back and watch them all back to back to back and see where this fucking lands. You know?
yeah. I mean, I like off the top of my head, the Cactus Jack Triple H. I
Ah,
felt like was really good. I know that they had a Shawn Michaels when he came back out of retirement to fight Triple H in the Hell in a Cell. That was amazing.
yeah.
Um, I
They
know
had
that, of course, Undertaker and Mankind. That was legendary.
Yeah, that is one of the most iconic moments in
I mean,
and then
fucking
wrestling history.
what
And then you
Mankind
can't
did.
forget the OG too, Kane's debut,
Yes,
yep,
the
I was
Shawn
about to say
Michaels
that.
versus the Undertaker. The
Yep,
that's gotta be Kane. That's gotta be Kane. Like
yep,
that's one of the most iconic moments in WWE history too.
yeah, and that one had a lot of good stuff. Much like Kelly was saying with the original one with Mankind Taker. That one in your house or Bad Blood. Sorry, the one with Kane's debut in '97. That had a
yeah,
lot of good spots. They did the one where the Shawn Michaels got mad and hit the cameraman, and
yeah,
that led to them opening the gate, and they split them open on the cage outside, which allowed them to get out. All Hell in a Cells they have outside play are really really good in my opinion.
yeah,
And then they were able to do man. Sean took a crazy unprotected chair shot in that match too. Uh,
yeah. The good old days.
so so that was good. The Cactus Jack and Triple H. Oh man, honestly, that's that's probably my number one. And then of course,
And
and
then didn't
Taker.
they have that fatal four way? I forgot who was in it. It was
No, no, no. Are you thinking
a
about the
star.
Armageddon?
Yeah, it was
Yeah. So that's one of my favorites
who was
too.
in
It's
that?
Kurt Angle, Rikishi, Taker, Stone Cold, The Rock, and Triple H.
Oh, it was six people.
Yeah,
I
and
was thinking
Rikishi got
something,
thrown
but
off
yeah,
the
that
top
was a
by
good one too.
Taker. That was a classic. That's probably my number two. I would put that number two, and then my number three is the Taker Mankind. I would put four is the Triple H Batista Hell in a Cell at Vengeance, and then before today, my five was the uh, Kane debut. But honestly, this might be the
Also,
number five.
the Usos versus the New Day too. Also,
That was really good.
very
That
good
was really
one.
good. But I still wouldn't put it up there. But it was really good. And then the
Out of
Lord and
recent
Taker
ones,
one,
that's one of the
yeah.
best ones.
And
But
that
like,
Edge and Finn Balor one was good too. It just got cut short because he split his fucking head open. I'm sure it was
Oh, I
gonna be
remember that
better.
one. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that. Yeah.
But I, honestly, uh, I think like the fact that fuck, I lost my thought. It's okay.
Well, you know what, if you don't do these Hell in a Cells a lot, they work. You know, when they do too many of them, it takes
and
away.
Right.
Similar to like AEW, I feel like every time I look on AEW, there's a fucking cage match or some type of fucking, weird
Bloody
gimmick
ass.
match.
bullshit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So when you show the blood and you show the little hardcore shit, when it's like somebody like CM Punk, somebody like this I don't know, I'm having a brain part right now.
Right, but no, I get what
Yeah,
you're saying. When that
yeah,
rarity, and that's actually
yeah,
one of the things that hurt Hell in a Cell for a while is they were doing it every year. They were doing
yeah,
two
They
year
made it
at the Hell
a
in a
Hell in
Cell
a
event.
Cell, a pay-per-view,
Yeah,
instead of
which is
just bringing it out when it's needed.
which is cool for the aspect that you know what you're paying for. You get
Oh
to
yeah,
go and watch
also
a Hell in a Cell.
you
But
guys, none of us mentioned this one too. I just came to my head the WrestleMania Triple H versus the Undertaker, the end
I,
of the era.
that's
I
yeah.
I almost forgot about that one.
No,
Yeah.
so that's what I was getting to when I lost my thought. Actually, was I was going to mention that. Um, and
Yeah, that match was amazing.
I'm sure the number changed since then, but I know going into that match that the Undertaker and Triple H together had been in a total of 19 out of 24 Hell in a Cells leading up to that point. So these guys, Undertaker and Triple H, they made that Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
You know, they're just legends in the Hell in a Cell, and Triple H has more wins. But the thing about that, so that match, that end of an era Hell in a Cell, it was good, and most importantly, it was coming off of a back-to-back WrestleMania, of good WrestleMania matches between Triple H and Taker, like really good ones. But I personally, I don't put that in my top five. I didn't, even though a lot of people say it was the most well executed. And it was good, but
I'm gonna have to go on a Hell in a Cell match binge and really, gasp what because there's been so many good ones, but there's also been so many just
stinkers.
their Hell in a Cell matches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really feel like if you pull out the Hell in a Cell, because see, there's the thing. I don't have a problem with us doing a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view where we know we're getting Hell in a Cells. But the thing is, you got to go crazy in a Hell in a Cell. And if you're not going crazy, don't even bother. Put someone willing to go crazy. And they did that during a time period where they were the least crazy. So it was kind of like a bad time to do that, in my opinion. You know?
You know what I miss? I miss the old Iron Man matches. I know this sounds like it's off subject, but some of these old matches that we got, like when's the last time you're gonna see a fucking Roman Reigns main event where he's fighting 60 minutes? You know.
Or what about 3 Stages of Hell?
Yeah, that's one of my favorite matches where they got the 3 different match types. Like, if you win, like, if someone wins the first 2, there isn't a third match. Like,
They always
I
go the
like
third
that
match.
type.
Well, like 3 out of
Especially
like
that Shawn Michaels and Triple H
Yeah,
3 Stages of Hell.
Yeah,
That
like
was
a
one of my
fall
all-time
match.
favorites.
Yeah, so it's a 2 out of 3 falls, but
Yeah.
instead of just being 2 out of 3 falls, it's okay. So first you start off with a singles match, but then you go into a street fight, and then you go into a steel cage or a Hell in a Cell or something.
Yeah.
Or or a ladder match or whatever.
like 3 different matches, right? Yeah. No, that's awesome. Yeah, they don't do stuff like that. You know, like I remember Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels used to just fucking have a different match every pay-per-view where it was badass.
Yeah, submission matches and shit.
It was like
The Iron Man, the submission.
Yeah.
Man, so good. Casket matches, buried alive matches. Man.
There used to be so many different gimmick matches. Now it's just the same gimmick matches over and over again.
It used to be Hellacious Harmony. And that's our sign off, boys. Ding ding. That was the end of the main event.
The Harmony of Hell.
Yeah, the Harmony of Hell. All those matches were at Hellacious Harmony at one time, and then the WWE fucked it up.
Right.
But yeah, let's cut that where it is, guys. I think this was a great podcast. We're at 2.5 hours, though. It was kind of weird because the first section that's supposed to be shorter ended up with bigger topics than the mid card, which is supposed to be longer.
Yeah.
And then the main event, I admittedly I'm cutting this one a bit short, but like I said, 2.5 hours. I'm yawning. We did a podcast before this, guys.
I'm getting tired myself. So
yeah, so
but like,
don't get me wrong.
This was a good.
Whoever's watching this, I love y'all, and we'll make more. But we did a podcast before this with the Shoot the Shit brand. So me and Kelly have been at this for like 6 hours now.
Yeah. Even my voice is starting to get a little.
Yeah, my throat's starting to hurt.
Yeah, but whoever's watching this, make sure to like, share, subscribe, do all that.
TikTok, Spotify,
the more you
YouTube,
watch,
Facebook.
the more you like, the more likely we'll make more and more
Make
of
sure you're
this
dropping your
content.
opinions, comments. If we don't know what you like, we don't know what to make. And we love to debate and talk about opinions. If you love just talking wrestling, sound off in the comments. I love talking in the comments.
Yep.
All
No
right.
doubt. No doubt.
Until next time.
Take care, guys.
I did that, and you can't even see me.